I need a drink. I mean, sometimes you could say this has been the most ridiculous Sunday afternoon of sport in sporting history, maybe? Is it? I don't know. I think in terms of drama, it was certainly up there. And this isn't even a World Cup year. It's very rare, particularly if you have a conversation with me, that I will remember a sporting summer as well as the even years. You know, if you're a football fan, you get what I'm saying here. We've either got the Euros or the World Cup. On odd years, it's kind of a bit like, well, come on, just fast forward or rewind. We just want to get out of here. You know, this odd year stuff, get us away from it, get us to a World Cup or a European Championship. No. Summer of 2019 for sport has been pretty amazing. We've had the Women's World Cup. That was cool. The most ridiculous Wimbledon final today. Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic. I know the name of this channel is George Benson Football, but I mean, it's Sunday evening. I've just had the most ridiculous day today watching these sporting fixtures. Djokovic against Federer was incredible. England win the Cricket World Cup in the most emphatic, dramatic fashion against New Zealand at Lord's. It was just perfect, wasn't it? We win in a super over. Half the people watching the game didn't even know what a super over was because, like, how does it get to that point? In a final, we go to a super over, New Zealand require 2 from the last ball, and we run them out. How good is that? What an amazing day for sport. Lewis Hamilton also wins the British Grand Prix, and we're also nursing the incredible Irish hangover of a 4-0 win away at St Patrick's before we fly on to Japan, if we're Chelsea fans here, celebrating our pre-season glory. I know it's just pre-season, but we got to milk it as best we can. So what I thought I'd do today is start a new little strand here on the channel where, of course, I said when I started this, I wanted it to be a conversation. I wanted me to make the video, you guys to let me know your thoughts on the content or context of what I've said in the video, and let me know what that thought is of yours in the comments down below. So I thought today, to kind of celebrate hitting 5,000 subscribers on the channel, I'd take a look through a couple of comments on a couple of the recent videos, respond to some of them, and see what's going on. But I've got a little message for Bayern Munich, and I speak on behalf of every Chelsea fan in the world, actually, I think, who doesn't suffer from any level of just insanity. Can you please, Bayern? I went to your stadium this year. I liked it. It was nice. It was cold. The penalty spot that Didier Drogba stood on and put that into the bottom corner of the net. It's a beautiful place. It's a lovely place, and I really like your stadium. I like Munich as well. It was cool. But can you just go away? Can you leave Callum Hudson-Odoi alone? Can you stop pretending that you're going to come in and pay the value of the player and sign him? He's not signed a new contract yet of Chelsea, but he's worth a lot more than what you've been offering on the table. He's worth more than 25 million. Have you not seen how expensive English players are? Harry Maguire could be going to Manchester United for 75 million pounds. You think you can swan in and try and steal Hudson-Odoi from Chelsea for 25 measly millions? No. Bayern Munich to test Chelsea's resolve with an increased £45 million offer. A message to Callum Hudson-Odoi. Don't leave Chelsea. Under Frank Lampard, you are going to get your opportunity. You've come up through our youth ranks. It is your time to shine. Do not be swayed by Bayern Munich losing Arjen Robben and Frank Ribery and looking at you to fill that void. I'm telling you now, you should stay at Chelsea. Don't go to Germany. Just because Jadon Sancho's gone there, it doesn't mean it's a recipe for success. And I genuinely believe that your time is here at Chelsea. This season, when you come back from injury, it is your time to shine, Callum. And I really hope that all of these articles that I've read this evening to put a dampener on what has been a wonderful weekend of sport. I hope there's no truth in anything, and I hope very soon we'll be seeing Callum Hudson-Odoi sign a new 5-year contract, even a 4-year one, just 4 or 5, give it to him, 6, 7, it's okay, at Chelsea Football Club. That's what we're hoping for. But as I said, I want to go through some of the comments in today's video. Moving on from Callum Hudson-Odoi, got a few comments up on the screen behind me, and the first one, Lindsay Jones was commenting on the video that I made when I was talking about teams that could potentially break into Europe next season in the Premier League. Lindsay says, West Ham? Are you serious, lol, just because they have been spending? Ellipsis. They still have not improved their football at all. First thing, I'm going to respond to this. I don't want this to come across as sarcasm. If I disagree with the comment, it's okay. We're allowed to. That's the kind of conversations I want to start with this football channel. Yes, we've not seen any improvement in the football. The reason we haven't seen any improvement in the football is because the season hasn't started yet. I've not been following West Ham's pre-season. Quite frankly, I've only really been following Chelsea's because, well, it's not really been going for very long. Teams haven't got back into pre-season. There is still a lot of time for players to be bought, players to be sold. We still don't know the teams that we're going to be looking at in terms of squad depth, squad quality. But from what we've seen from West Ham, they're very ambitious. They've got a new stadium. It's not new, but still kind of new. We get the point. And all we can go by at this stage is if a club is spending money, it shows that they're ambitious for Champions League or even Europa League football next season, or should it say Europa League or even Champions League football next season. But yes, West Ham are spending money. Yes, we've not seen anything from them in pre-season. It's looking like they're not just spending money for the sake of money, they're actually looking to spend money on quality players. They're even talking about Gonzalo Higuain potentially going on loan, which to me is ever so slightly a bit of a step down from Real Madrid and Juventus, AC Milan, Chelsea. He's at that point in his career now where potentially a move to West Ham could be one of the best things he could do. Even though I can appreciate that you disagree with my opinion, I definitely think we can't overlook them next season. The next comment is from me boy, Young 5 More. Nice Scottish accent, George. Lol. On the same video, the Giant Killers says, Everton. Yes, Everton. I completely forgot to talk about Everton when it came to the teams and the reasons why those teams would be challenging for European football next season. It just completely passed my mind, to be honest. I had the three teams, Wolves, West Ham and Leicester, in my head, and I didn't really think about Everton, to be fair. They've signed Andre Gomez from Barcelona now on a permanent transfer. They've got Richarlison, who was their top scorer last season, and I genuinely feel as though he's only going to improve. He's definitely a pick for me in fantasy football next year for sure, which, by the way, I will announce when I do my fantasy team and you guys can join my league. But yes, I will be very honest and say that I missed Everton in that video. I didn't give them enough time discussing them, and I do believe they will have a good season next season. I mentioned it in my predictions video where we looked back on my predictions at the beginning of last season, and I said that Everton had a very good end to the season, and if they could kind of just get rid of some of that mid-season poor form, keep Silva in charge, I think they're in for a very good season again. I apologise if you're an Everton fan and I missed you out in that video. So the next comment is from yesterday's reaction in the 6 Things We Learned, which is now a new series on my channel. I feel it's going very, very well. Subi Gali says, this is the first time Chelsea's starting a season without any superstars N'Golo Kante in quite a long time, and to be honest, it's the first time Chelsea's starting a season with everyone excited and positive and not moaning about getting better players, already asking for a new manager. I have a good feeling about this season, especially as we've actually used our youth and players available rather than buying a big name. My prediction is top 4 in the Premier League, win either of the Carabao Cup or FA Cup and go deep into the Champions League. Not going to say now we're going to win it, but we can hope. But I completely agree with what Subi is saying. Every season that Chelsea go into, we are always expecting to be challenging and we have a good start, and then all of a sudden it goes downhill in like November time and we all crumble and we all panic and we all want the manager out, and then the manager does get sacked and we're all like, oh crap, like what do we do now? We've gone through every single decent world-class manager in world football. There's no one left. There's Frank. It's great. Isn't it just great if you're a Chelsea fan? I know that a lot of you that watch this channel are Chelsea fans. It's so nice to have this positive feeling that we've got going on right now. And I think a lot of that is down to the fact that, yes, there is this excitement of Frank Lampard. But this expectations thing that we've just mentioned, it's something that right now, compared to the other teams, I personally don't expect to win the league. If you're going to say like, oh yeah, let's go for top 6, you've got to be aiming for top 4. I think any team, realistically, who's saying, we're aiming to finish in the top 6 in the Premier League this season, has to really be aiming to finish in the top 4, surely. I get it if you're a team that's not used to being in the top 4. For example, we're talking about the Wolveses, the Evertons, the Leicesters, the West Hams, the ones we mentioned in that video who are going to be challenging for Europe next season. Maybe those guys are looking at, yes, let's say we want the Europa League and we'll deem the season a success, but I think if you're going to look at this end of the table, the goal has to be top 4. And I think no matter what any of us Chelsea fans say about next season with expectations being lower, it still has to be the top 4. It has to. The next comment is from our man Stuart White, and this is quite an interesting one. Mr. Benson, you are what is known in the trade as a complete and utter train spotter. The fact that's in capital letters has made me go and do some digging. I've gone onto my good friend, the Urban Dictionary, and this is what it told me. So the first definition we're going to take a look at here is a person who can successfully identify obscure music a DJ plays. That's certainly not me, and I don't feel as though I've given that vibe off in any of my videos. Is someone who obsessively collects bits of useless information. I mean, a lot of my videos are just under 10 minutes. If I wanted to add more useless information in to get it past the holy 10 minutes, I would. Just defending myself here. The term train spotter stems from exactly that. Double ellipsis. I mean, we're talking some serious pressure on the reader now. He who spots trains, a strange affliction. These are characteristically 30 to 40-year-old men who still live with their mothers and quite possibly indulge in dubious sexual practices involving them. I can categorically state I don't do any of the latter, and as my 25th birthday is just around the corner, sadly I don't fit into the categoristic train spotter if we take the Urban Dictionary's third definition as gospel truth. And the fourth one, and the point where we completely void every possible thing that I may personally take as a hit to my ego, somebody who mainlines heroin. I certainly do not do that. So on that note, we move on, but a Chelsea train spotter. Okay, fair enough. I get where you're going with this, which gets you out of jail in my book. Good, he's a Chelsea fan too. Not entirely sure why the capital letters were necessary now that we're both on the same page, but keep up the good work. The running commentary in the week while trying to answer boring, mundane questions online while at the same time getting 90 minutes of grief, in brackets, while being fed off of the girlfriend, was a joy to behold. Brilliant, so funny. Where's the bloke? Half a sugar, love. Haha. Sure. I'm not really sure where to go from here. The next comment is from Gerard O'Connor. A lot of Chelsea fans here in Ireland. Tickets sold out for both matches in minutes. Frank brilliant with the fans and the players also. A gentleman and legend. Season's looking promising. And yes, Frank has some good choices, or should I say great choices, to quote Gerard O'Connor. Gerard, yes, I'm glad that you enjoyed Chelsea being in Ireland. The matches did sell out quick. Chelsea are a global club. Chelsea are a club with a following all over the world. And it's not exactly like Dublin is too far across the pond or too far anywhere in any direction, really. It's literally as close as it could be to the UK. And it was great to see such a great turnout, not just from the home fans of the team, St Patrick's and Bohemians, but also loads of Chelsea fans in the crowd as well. It seems as though everybody is jumping on the positive bandwagon right now. And when we talk about bandwagoning and jumping onto it, normally it's a negative thing. But quite frankly, I'm loving all the positive energy right now. Even the arguments amongst Chelsea fans regarding like what player should be playing here and why this player is better than what you just said and all this stuff. Kind of all of it is based off of positivity, because we can see that we've actually got some strength in depth when it comes to players that we're excited to see in the team. So everything is looking good. Let's move on to the final comment from Mohamed Umar. Sell Alonso and take Juan Castillo as Emerson backup. Even Matson over Alonso. This comment has got 17 thumbs up, so it seemed to be a popular one amongst Chelsea fans in the comments section. I feel as though after watching that Alonso performance, and to reiterate what I said in yesterday's video, it didn't exactly look too much like he really wanted to be there. So in terms of selling him, we might as well cash in now while we can. If he has a bad season and doesn't play so much, his value's only going to go down. Juan Castillo as Emerson's backup. I'm not entirely sure that I would be too confident going with a player like Juan Castillo or even Matson in a Champions League last 16 tie. I'm not just saying that to be negative, but Alonso wouldn't be a bad backup to have, but I fully agree and I stick by what I said yesterday. It may be time for him to move on. Wanted to do a little video just responding to some of your comments, and at the same time I want you to remember this is not just a Chelsea channel, this is a football channel. Right now Chelsea are dominating my videos because I'm very passionate about what's going on at my club right now, and I'm very excited about what's going on at my club right now. Chelsea are going to have a huge part to play in the future of this channel, but don't just expect to see Chelsea football videos moving forward. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video today and you would like to see me take kind of like a comments below Copper 90 style idea, but obviously more of a George Benson kind of style, if you want to see me responding to more comments in future videos, be sure to leave comments and also let me know if it's something you want in the comments down below. That was a bit of a mess. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.